Hey guys, and welcome back to Pure Heart. Chris here, as usual, back again with another album review. And guys, as always, make sure you guys hit that like button onto this video and also comment down below what you guys thought about this album. And also, if you're new here or a returning visitor and you haven't yet subscribed, then what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out this channel. But let's get into it. So House of Miracles is the latest from the Bethel music singer that has just arrived in 2019, and also a elevation worship singer that he has been with their latest album with Graves in the Gardens, and he has actually had a very successful 2020, and that is the one, the only Brandon Lake. Brandon Lake, as I just said, has had a very successful first year since joining Bethel in 2019, and also had a very shattering one with being on Matt Redman's album, the song We Praise You, and also being with Elevation and, you know, leading with Graves in the Gardens, and also the very popular song Rattle, which two of those three songs are actually onto this album. So, you know, going into this album, I was a little bit excited just because, you know, Brandon Lake has actually released a few good stuff just lately into 2020, again, with Graves in the Gardens, Rattle, We Praise You, and the songs that he has with Bethel, with Come Out of That Grave, Resurrection Power, was a little bit surprise hit for me. On the Bethel music, and I actually really do enjoy Brandon Lake's voice just because of how folksy and type of almost ruggedness or almost rowdiness that it gets. And with this album, it's almost a disappointment because it went into the route that a lot of first year type of artists with almost like this album basically went into the Corey Asbury Reckless Love album avenue, or at least into Corey Asbury's type of avenue, which, I mean, the person that did produce some of Corey Asbury's, it has, you know, is one of the producers off of here. And then, you know, some of the singer and songwriters with Ben Hastings and Dante Bowie also help co-write some of these songs, just to name a few people that co-wrote 12 of these songs and produced some of these songs. But yeah, no, I felt like that this album just didn't do Brandon Lake any justice. It was almost an album that was a little bit overly produced for my taste. It was like, man, like, you have like such a great voice, and yet some of these songs are like overly produced, and then whenever it gets into some of the songs that aren't overly produced and just produced right, it's like, where's the balance right here? Okay, you have overly produced songs, then you have great produced songs, and the songs that are actually really great produced are actually with people that he is actually sharing songs with, like the one with Rattle featuring Tasha, who has an amazing voice. I mean, no offense to Chris Brown, but her rendition of Rattle has that soul voice that is what was missing. Especially, you get a folksy voice with Brandon Lake, and also you get a soul voice of Tasha. You have such a great song right there that they can basically do no harm throughout. And then you also have the very calm voice of Sarah Reeves in the last song with Lost in Your Love, which is probably one of my favorite sounding songs from this album, just because of how beautiful and of how interestingly that it sounds. But then you have songs that are a little bit overly produced, with songs like House of Miracles. Like, why is there children in the first part? What are they even saying in that background? That's kind of a little bit, okay, that's a little weird, and it makes no sense for them to even be in that song. That song produced makes no sense. Like you have like some really great, some like trash can type of drums that you know is then gets into that song. Is like, okay, this is a little bit too much. However, the trash can drum sounds amazing, but you know, it's with that beginning with the kids that's just like, why? It's frustrating. And then you get into songs like Gratitude, whereas like beginning it's like not there, and then whenever you hit the bridge it's like, dude, where has this been the entire time? And it's just one of those albums that I was like almost visibly like frustrated. I was trying to find out words of what to say, of, you know, I was like, what was a good song for some of these songs. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like awful. And then he has like Grazing the Gardens, which is honestly probably like least favorite rendition of that song, and he was the one that had that song. And it's just like with Corey Asbury's Reckless Love song on his first album, Reckless Love, where honestly the worst rendition was on that album, just because of how overly produced that song is. You know, you have such an amazing voice, and you know, you have such a raw song that it doesn't need this overly producedness. Okay, it makes it not sound clean and, you know, perfect. So overall, I'm gonna have to give this album a 3.25 out of 5. Praise hands. One of the most disappointing albums out there. It's way overly produced. Brandon Lake has such an amazing voice. Some of these songs are actually really good. Some of the language in them is also not that good. Like it's a little bit confusing. It's almost like have confusing jargon. I need a ghost type of situation, where it's like, okay, all right, this is how we're gonna start an album. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I was very disappointed with this album. I really do enjoy Brandon Lake's voice, but this album just was not a good showing for his voice and what he can do as an artist. It definitely feels like first time artists mess-ups right there. Obviously, you know, people are probably gonna be like, yeah, dude, this album is amazing, you know, worship artist of the year, and then it's gonna be more albums just like this. So what do I know, you know? But with that, you guys hit the like onto this video, and also comment down below what you guys thought about this album, and also what you guys want me to review, whether it be in the past, the present, or whatever it may be. You guys put it down in those comments down below. Give me music, movies, topics, whatever. And also, if you guys are new here or a return visitor and you haven't yet subscribed, then maybe hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps out this channel. And as always, remember to be the light, know that you matter, and remember that God loves you. Boom. Bye.